Yeah, hey, what if we started a show?
There's a show?
There's a show. There will be a show.
It's time to start the show now. We're all gonna have some fun.
We need a
It's
baby
time to start
dancer.
the show. We're gonna talk about some WoW.
Great.
Welcome to Azurite Roundtable, episode 306. My name is Ben Bumhofer. It's Friday night. It is the end of the week, or the beginning, or maybe the middle. I don't know. I don't know how you really follow your weeks, but it's the end of mine. Pretty happy about that. Going into the weekend, gonna have some fun. And starting off with that, with me as always is John Jagger. How's it going, John?
Hello, Ben. Thank you
wow.
for that short, succinct intro there, Ben. That was really to the point. Got us going. You covered all the bases. And hello. Hi.
Wow. It's like, as soon as you said something, I heard your voice kind of go a little gravelly, like, oh no, something might be wrong with him. And then all of a sudden Discord's all like, and then it's fine again.
Yeah.
So let's hope that keeps going this whole
Yeah,
show.
let's assume that everything broke, because that's what Discord does now, is it breaks on a consistent basis.
Kinda. Sometimes. I mean, but we're totally in agreement. That's still better than Skype, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Making sure.
But I mean, they're continuing to move that bar lower and lower.
Yes, they
It's
are.
what happens when you have power.
Oh wow.
It makes them search for even more power.
And that power took over because Belle, you muted for a couple seconds there when you were talking.
Did it mute?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You will not speak ill of the Discord.
Skynet, guys, I told you. Yeah. Nothing is secret. Nothing is safe. Discord will not hear any of it.
Yeah, but anyway, so as you can tell, Belle is with us this week. Hey, Belle, welcome back to the show.
I live. You live. We all live. Who's got the tacos?
Oh. That
Not
sounds
me.
really good now, actually.
I know.
I mean, I just had dinner, and I kind of want some tacos.
There's always room for tacos. Just say yes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll have to get together and grab tacos sometime.
We literally live. I don't know if it's not necessarily close in terms of traffic, but
like the same relative place.
Yeah. We don't have to pack an overnight bag, so
Right.
that's, well, I mean, unless it gets weird, but really we, like, it's convenient that we live in the same area.
Right.
We should get tacos. We've been saying that forever.
Unlike
really
most podcasting, we're actually all local-ish.
Yes.
Local-ish.
Yeah, which is nice. My
Um,
co-host also, because he moved down here too.
Oh, that's right. He did. I forgot about that.
I don't see him any more than I did when he lived in another state, because I don't want to put on pants, and apparently neither does he. But
yeah. That doesn't stop John and me from getting together.
Yeah. Well,
no pants
don't wear pants.
Yeah, that's the best kind of party, is the no pants party.
Sure.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Look, we all got into podcasting for one reason, and it's the fact that it's a job you can do without pants.
You are 100% right.
Yep.
Very true. And it is the wonderful kind of party, but you know what kind of party I'd like to talk about?
No.
A Lunar New Year party. Because guess what, guys? It is Lunar New Year in World of Warcraft right now.
You said it like you expected a fanfare, Ben.
Hold on. Listen. Honoring your elders is an important birthright of every World of Warcraft player.
Mm-hmm.
So we should, that should be top of the list.
Yeah, exactly. It's insanely important.
I'm honoring them by living my best life.
Can somebody tell me what that means? Because I've been probably for the better part of 8 months in search of what that means. Is there different versions of a life as a whole?
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay. John, what exactly would you say is your best life, and how do you accomplish living it then?
You can't really describe it, you just know it when you're living it.
Because for me, it's like, I'm pretty dang happy right now.
Okay.
I consider that the best life that I can have.
So you're living your best life.
Yeah, okay.
But
well, Belle, let me ask
is there a worse life?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there's definitely worse life.
Where you're living your worst life?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh, I have previously in my life. I'm happier now than I was then.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
But living my best life states as if you have multiple of them.
Right.
Yeah, that goes through the whole like idea of different timelines, different dimensions, and everything like that. Like every choice you make,
You're
Copy
in
on the
splits
Warlords of
off a
Draenor.
different.
your brightest
yeah.
reality.
Yeah, there you go.
Said a guy who's clearly sick, so definitely not actually living his best life.
See, I knew you would smile. It just took sarcasm. That's the key to John's heart, in case you guys aren't aware.
That's
Sarcasm.
probably true.
Yeah. Well, the thumbs up. I mean, if this was actually like a sitcom, that would be like the end credit. Everybody's laughing, then freeze frame, credits start popping up. Like that was the perfect thumbs up for that. Gotta say, you've got a good thumbs up, my friend.
Thank you. So, Ben, you were telling us about the Lunar New Year.
Yes, it is the Lunar New Year in World of Warcraft now.
Yeah.
And it brings with it some things, some controversy.
Controversy? I've never known
Yes.
controversy in World
Yeah,
of
what
Warcraft to court one another.
What is this
Well-
controversy you speak of?
There's two specifically. One is hey, Ben's just kind of complaining about something.
Okay.
And then there's the same people are just complaining about the thing that always happens when this happens.
Okay.
Which one do you guys want to tackle first?
Let's tackle everybody, and then we can pick on you.
Okay. There's a new mount in the store.
Okay. This is bad.
I guess that's what some people think.
This is gonna be fun.
Go for it, Belle.
I wake up in the morning, and before I do anything, while I'm waiting for my lovely Ginger to make my coffee so that I could be non-Banshee, Banshee is me pre-coffee, I see this beautiful pig with wings, right? Because when are tanks going to be kicked out of PvP? When pigs fly. So this is a great day for me. I go to the post. I go to retweet it. After I retweet it, I start reading the thread, and I literally go, what the actual is wrong with people?
A lot.
So the story goes, everybody's mad because it wasn't put in there as a thing for them to go get in game, rather a store mount.
Okay. They've been here before, I'm assuming.
We don't have. It's
Like-
not like we're missing things in game. We're not out mounts. Like there's more mounts than I care about in game currently, and they're added exponentially by the truckload.
Yeah.
I don't have a problem using my in-game gold to get a token to pay for a pig that fucking flies. And Blizzard is a business. What is wrong with them putting that in the store? At least they're not putting pay to win stuff in the store. What's the problem?
Even more so, the same exact thing happened last year during Year of the Dog. Remember the mount that they made for that?
Yeah, the dog was ugly, but I
thought it was cute. It was all squishy, scrunchy, and poofy. And cute.
yeah. But yeah, everybody, there was so much hate
So-
all across the board.
Wait a minute, I got a question.
Yeah.
This is the how many number mount that has been put in the store? What is different about this one that's made people angry?
It's in the store, and
It's-
Yeah,
Blizzard wants money.
this
for
has
it.
happened a lot of times before. That's why I'm curious what's different this time.
Because
this one's a pig.
the world is angry at Blizzard, and they can't even give you a good reason as to why they're angry at Blizzard. They're
Yeah.
angry because some neckbeard on the internet started a trend, and the toxicity trend continued. People can't even really articulate what they're really angry about, although they try really hard. It's really quite funny. They try super hard.
Okay.
They're just mad to be mad. There's no reason for them to be mad. They're angry.
Well, I think a lot of these angry people probably spent money for a pig mount, and so the joke's on them.
Well, okay,
I mean,
really,
I-
I don't know because I haven't looked this up because I just saw this, but Sage Time in the chat room did say that the Chinese servers got it for an event because it's the Year of the Pig, and it is the Chinese New Year.
Okay.
So I guess people are mad because
Chinese
of
get
that?
lots of things we don't. They have a World of
Yeah.
Warcraft land, for fuck's sake. Do you want to go yell at the Chinese because they have a World of Warcraft land and we don't?
They have pets that I can't get.
Might.
Actually, that is a really good idea. Like, we probably, like,
Give us the World of Warcraft land.
Yes.
yeah, jokes aside, we should probably get that too. But I mean,
We don't care if it's a knockoff like yours is. Come on.
it's the Chinese New Year. It's not our New Year. It's the Chinese New Year. Who cares if the Chinese got it for free?
Oh, here we go. So, okay, someone else in the chat room, Cern the Hunter, says that we got the pirate boat for the same deal that they got the pig. So it's
Even,
the
right?
same thing. Yeah. And the thing is people. Okay, first of all, the people who are pissed off about the pirate boat, that's going to show up in the store eventually anyway. It's just you got it first if you did the 6 months. That's why.
And probably cheaper, maybe, in the long run.
Possibly. But I mean, I don't know. I'm honestly, I'm just tired of people getting pissed off for things going in the store, because if you're mad about that, don't buy it.
Yeah, let's get away from the anger. So, Ben, tell us why you're angry personally.
Uh-oh.
Okay. And it's not even that I'm angry. It's just that, so last year I was super excited when the Lunar Festival came up.
Mm-hmm.
Or the Respect Your Elders Festival, whatever it's called in game. I don't know anymore.
The Respect Your Elders Festival sounds like a real humdinger of
The Adopt a Old Person Festival.
Oh man, can you imagine if you actually like toured an old NPC around like they do with the orphan stuff, but it's like an old man or woman with you? That would be so great. I want that so bad now.
We would offend somebody, I'm sure.
They just keep talking about what it was like in vanilla.
Yes. Oh my god, that would be so perfect. You know, back in my day, we had to get keys to get into Molten Core.
Back in my day, this was one zone.
Oh my gosh, I really want that now. That's way better than anything else I could have possibly said just now. Okay, well anyways, the Respect Your Elders event that's going on. So last year I was super excited. I spent a whole lot of time getting those coins and everything, just so I can get the head, the middle, and the tail of the dragon costume. And I freaking love that thing. To the point where, if I remember correctly, like the last day of it or something like that, I ended up getting all of them. And I started joining people in a parade around Dalaran, just walking around with our dragon costumes on and having fun and jumping around. And everybody was really like, oh, look, it's a parade. But there were like 4 of us.
Yeah.
So,
hey, more than 2 is a parade.
Exactly. And it was fun. So the thing that I'm complaining about, which isn't really complaining, it's just kind of like oh man, is there's more dragon costumes.
Yeah.
There's blue and green now, head, middle, and tail for both colors. So it's like,
but Ben, there's more of an item that you like in the game. Why are you upset?
Yeah, but I want to match. If someone has a green head, I'm gonna feel weird having a red middle. That's all.
Tell me how your relationship with because I feel like something a Freudian background subcolor hate.
Not really. I don't really have any sort of like problems with red or green or blue. In fact, blue is my favorite color, so you think I'd be like super happy about that.
You just want to match.
Yeah, I just want to match. So like if we're in raid and let's say John shows up and he only has the green head, but I only have like the red and blue body, it's not going to match. That's all.
Man. Cataclysm 2 right there.
One,
Yeah.
John's showing up to raid is going to be insane.
Yeah.
This might be Warlords of Draenor epic.
Yeah, and then number 2, John actually getting a toy. I mean,
did I tell you I finally landed on if I were to ever get an item put in World of Warcraft for me, what it would be? I finally figured it out.
What was it? Or what is it?
You know, maybe they go off my character's name and call it Eos. Maybe they go off of me and they call it John. I don't know. But whatever they call it, it's John's secret treasure box. And it goes in the toy box. And you put it down, and it's a little box that appears and opens. And then it has a 365-day cooldown. And then what happens is that I go on the forums and I say, I have it on good authority that there is a 0.1% chance that a mount will spawn inside the treasure box. And you just gotta find out if you're lucky, and if you're not, well, we'll see you next year.
Wow.
That is terrible.
Yeah.
You're gonna get flogged.
This is the item. I
Yeah,
think it's
you're
pretty
gonna
good.
get
I think we call it John's Toy Box because it really encompasses all of my feelings about the toy box in WoW in a singular item.
So you don't like toy boxes then? You don't like toys? You're not interested in anything fun, right?
Not in WoW, no.
Like, if it's fun, you're not having anything to do with it.
I believe in fun. I believe in fun so much that I see the toy box for what it is. Not fun.
What is not fun about it?
Let me put on these rad wings. Okay, they have appeared. I can't do anything with them because they'll disappear, and now I have a 2-hour cooldown before I can put them back on. Isn't that fun?
So functionally, it isn't necessarily items, it's functionally.
Yeah, I don't...
You have a problem with the function.
I think that the cooldowns on the items feel arbitrary. Most of the items are pretty useless, which is fine. But it's just a big mess, and there's actually nothing cool in there.
I mean, Gammon's pretty cool.
No.
Gammon's pretty cool.
It was cool for a while. And then you went to do an encounter, and 15 of your friends go, "Our Gammon will save us! Our Gammon will save! Our Gammon will
Please
save us!"
don't do it for all 15.
And you're just like, oh boy, it's like the Gammon thing in the toy box is like Napoleon Dynamite. I went and saw that movie and I had a real good time and I was like, yeah, this is fun. I'm going to recommend this movie to other people. And then you fast forward a couple months and if people mention Napoleon Dynamite, I'm like, ugh, don't even talk about that movie, please.
That's weird because I break out in the dance when people mention it. So.
Because it's all people quoted, and it became a slammed into the ground meme.
It became an American iconic staple.
No.
How many times do people say it's not a tumor still to this day? And this was how many years ago?
Well, I mean, to be fair, doctors probably say that every day.
Yeah.
Okay, you're probably right about that. Context and tone is important. So you're probably right about that.
Would
And
it be
impression.
tasteless for a doctor if he's giving you the news that you don't have cancer to play that clip and just be like, I'm going to play a little video to explain your prognosis. And then it just plays, it's not a tumor.
It's not
And then he's like, gotcha. And you're just like, there's a lack of professionalism here, but I got really good news, so I'm not upset.
I'd be happy.
He would probably be my favorite doctor ever, but that's because I identify with.
Yeah.
Humor.
I mean,
I have a
with
sense
that-
of humor, John. I think you lost yours in Miss Pandaria.
Oh, wow. That's a long time
It
ago.
was a long
Yeah.
time ago. It makes sense, though. It adds up.
He left it in the farm.
No, I have
in
Last
Siege.
place he had Joe
He
back.
left it in Siege of Orgrimmar is where he left it.
I have a great sense of humor. It's just on cooldown for another 6.5 years because that's how it works. Because somebody decided that's how long a sense of humor needed to cool down for.
You know, I will say that right now I've got 2 toys on my hotbar, and I love both of them. One of them has a needlessly long cooldown, which is a minute, and it's the popcorn. It just, I want to just constantly be eating popcorn anytime anyone on the raid is explaining the fight. But
I don't actually have that toy.
Oh, it's great. You get it from the Darkmoon Fair for like.
That's
tickets
why
or
I don't have
whatever.
that toy. Me and the Darkmoon Fair at odds.
Now you're
See?
speaking John's language.
Yeah.
We're back in
But-
agreement. We found common ground.
I recommend it for people for the buffs when it's up,
Yeah.
especially if you're leveling and when new rep comes out that you need to grind. But outside of that, to me, it's particularly useless. It's not anything that does any good for me.
Yeah, I do it every month it's there just to get tickets so that when new stuff comes out I can just get it.
A lot of people do, and it's very popular among the children these days. And by children, I mean the new generation that we're ushering in of World of Warcraft
And I am
entitled.
childlike. Everybody knows that.
All the new
But,
World of Warcraft entitled that have stepped onto the field.
Yeah. So the popcorn, it's got a minute cooldown, and you eat popcorn for about maybe 10 seconds. See, that to me is a needless cooldown. Why a minute? Why can't you just
So
punch straight on
duration
popcorn?
cooldown is an issue because we don't have any chill there. There's no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Got
The
it.
other one that I have is perfect. It's a thing that lasts an hour, but it's got like a minute cooldown on it. So if you die, you can just pop the thing again right away. And that is my transdimensional bird whistle. And that is one of the greatest things that I ever got.
What does it do?
You blow through the whistle, and Pepe appears on your head.
Oh.
Interesting. I don't have that either.
Yep. What you have to do is you have to get Pepe from your garrison and then go beat like raid and dungeon bosses from warlords, which is super simple to do now. But
I'll have to do
the great thing is that if you have crackers and you whistle at crackers, he sits on your shoulder. And then you do your transdimensional bird whistle, and then you got Pepe on your head. So you got two birds on you, and then you can have another pet out.
That's a lot of bird shit.
Yeah, you're
Oh,
basically
yeah.
that shitty wizard from the Hobbit movies.
Exactly.
Oh,
Yep. I like to be Radagast when I walk around and heal people with my chi.
I never actually thought about the toys' frustrating functions. Like, I guess I always just assumed Blizzard did that so that people didn't spam them because, Blizzard tries to be... And maybe they're right, too, because sometimes I feel like if they didn't save me for myself. But I never actually thought about that, and I wonder why nobody's really gotten angry about that.
You know
that
what?
seems like a good thing to be angry about.
I know someone who has.
Yeah, me. But
That guy.
you know what has a perfect cooldown? Like, this is how a toy should work. I have I don't know what it's called exactly. It's like the ethereal dimension door or whatever. It's a toy. It came from the trading card game. It is a Hearthstone. And it has the exact same cooldown as a Hearthstone. So you use it. It's an alternative look to your Hearth. And it is back available right when your Hearthstone would be available. So it is the perfect way that a toy should work.
Yeah, it's like I use the innkeeper's daughter. That sounded wrong. I have the archaeology dug up Hearthstone that is the innkeeper's daughter.
I'm not going to judge.
That's my Hearthstone on all my characters, so I have one less, spot in my bag or that I need.
Is this the innkeeper's daughter of age?
Yes,
I'm
she's
just trying to make sure we're okay here.
yeah, she's a dwarven woman. And when you hearth, a spirit of a dwarven woman follows you around for like a tiny little bit.
What does she do? She just runs with you?
Yeah. The
Oh.
story behind it is that, God, it's been years since I've actually read the text on it, so I mean I could be totally wrong on this, but it was something like he had something enchanted, or like his daughter died, and he always wanted a piece of her with him, or something like that. So, or I'm making that up, and he always wanted a way for her to come home, but an enchantment went wrong or something. I don't remember, but it has to do with the innkeeper wanting his daughter to always be around in some form.
Creepy and slavery, got it.
Yeah, exactly. And you archaeology it up, and hey, it's just called the innkeeper's daughter.
Pet cemetery-ish in nature. A little.
A
So
little.
instead of
Sometimes they don't come
granting
back
this poor woman release into the afterlife like everybody else gets to, she gets to just show up whenever you want a hearth.
Yeah, she seems happy about it. She's like, yay!
She probably doesn't know any better, that poor thing.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I mean, like I said, she seems happy.
Where does she go when she's not with you? Like, is there...
She's living her best life.
Yeah, she's living her best purgatory. Like, where
The
does
best
she?
afterlife?
Yeah, where is she the rest of the time? Is she just like chilling above us in like a mythical plane of existence,
Maybe
or
She's in
in the
dwarf heaven
stone?
until Ben rips her out of it.
And then
she
she goes
burns
right
dinner?
back.
Yeah, she burns dinner and possibly
Yeah.
wipes on a raid because you pulled her from the middle of the raid.
Oh man, that'd be great if there was an actual like player character somewhere who just hearthed to where I went.
Oh, that would actually be that would be interesting.
Oh, I'd use that all the time. I just like
Mm.
swap through all of my characters, just continuing using it just to pull people out of their game.
So
Okay, I wouldn't use
toys
that.
need improvement.
Well,
I don't know. I mean, you're
it
right.
depends.
The reason they have cooldowns is so you don't just spam them. There's not a million of those annoying little signs saying like danger, whatever. I do think there should be some limitations to it, but sometimes you look at it and you go, well, what's the point of this? And I think the fiery wings are a good example. Like, that's a cool character customization thing. You know, if you want your character to have fiery wings, more power to you. Go out there and have fiery wings, I say.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
cosmetic things like that should be
make
as long as you
some
want.
RPer very happy, or just in
Right.
general be like, oh, look how cool I am.
Yeah.
But then when you add, well, also, you don't get to have them if you're in combat, because heaven forbid
Wait,
you
do
look
they
cool.
disappear now if you get in combat?
Yeah, I think.
You're kidding.
I'm pretty sure. I'd have to
hope
test it, but I remember they got worse than they used to be. And let's make sure that you can never just keep them up constantly. Let's make sure that they last 30 minutes and the cooldown's an hour or whatever it is.
That
Right.
actually makes sense. I remember being.
You muted again.
Did I mute? Oh
Yeah.
goodness.
Oh, we're good. We can hear you again.
I don't. My computer has a mind of its own. I actually was. Dad.
Oh, it muted at exactly the same spot. That's so weird.
I don't know what's happening. Hold on. My push to talk is. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's done a thing and it's deciding when it's gonna do the sensitivity. So I'm gonna change that. Just like
no worries.
a man developed cord clearly. So I used to be very frustrated about the black flame daggers because I really wanted them, and when I finally got them, they were. I remember thinking the same thing. It's funny that I kind of got that, actually. And those were like, you guys remember, you would watch those guys walking up, and they looked so badass, just like the three of them walking up. So getting those daggers was amazing. So I thought I was angry about it. Oh, thank you for reminding me.
You're still cutting in and out a little bit. Not as bad.
I don't know if it hates me or I know.
Okay. Well, regardless, though, you know, the fact that there are, you know, times where there's actually, you know, the cooldown is just up for way too long, and I think we can all agree that there's plenty of those. But there are definitely some toys that need that long cooldown, like the toy train set.
Yeah.
I have to agree with you there.
Yeah, I hate that thing, and I have a toy train wrecker, which, you know, I will use liberally, but even more so, I do have little XT, which is even better because then I get to hear XT go, "Oh, new toys," and then he goes and breaks the train, which is fun. But yeah, there has been possibly a new trend that's started happening that I'm actually kind of excited about. And John, you touched on it before about your Hearthstone being a new toy. Okay, there's XT again in my head. Anyways, so the Christmas gift this year, which I didn't know what it was going to be until actually, you know, Christmas Day, is that frosty, wintry Hearthstone.
Yeah.
Well, now for Lunar Festival, they've added another new Hearthstone that you can get, which is like fireworks everywhere, just pew, 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 shooting them out of your hands and stuff, and it's kind of cool and stuff. So, do you think we're looking at the year of the Hearthstone?
I hope so. I mean, the thing that boggles my mind is that we live in a world where you find treasures out while you're adventuring, and you open it up, and you're always so excited when you see it, even though you've learned your lesson, and you're like, "Oh, a treasure! I found a treasure! I solved the jumping puzzle, and I got up, and here's the treasure, and I'm gonna open it up." Oh, 5 war resources and some Azurite. Okay. Great. Well, all right. And then later, a treasure! And you go through the whole thing again. And I don't know how you can... I don't know how you can have a game as big and expansive and have so many different things in it like WoW, and you can't get more creative with the types of things you can give people. Like,
Well,
it's
what would you give them? Like a trench coat so they could flash people? Because that's what I would do if they put me in charge, your lead toy designer.
Absolutely.
Or your lead treasure designer, there would be trench coats for all.
We have a toy box full of all manner of things. Hearthstones, like we were just talking about, is another great thing. There's now alternate ways we can see that animation and do that animation. They could put in... We have a whole transmog system that they could come up with things for. But they have pets, they have mounts, they have titles. They've got, had it been a bit more successful, garrisons. You know, they have phased content where they could unlock things. There was a time where Bejeweled was in the game. Literally, you could just play Bejeweled whenever you wanted to. They have
it's still in there,
so many options. I don't think it works anymore. I don't think.
Oh.
Well, to be fair, that wasn't Blizzard that did it. That was someone who did an add-on.
Sure, but you could still... the point remains, WoW is robust enough to do all these things that it somewhat surprises me that they sit there and they go, I don't know. The only thing we can award people with is Azurite and war resources. There's nothing else to give them.
I'd make a toy that was a butler, and the butler would pop out and, like, make you food right then and there. Maybe it could be tacos. Maybe it's bear claws. I don't know. Whatever the cuisine is, he would just be a butler. You pop out.
It depends on the time of day and where you are. It would use locally sourced ingredients and magically throw something together.
I am 1,000 times more excited for this than Azurite and more resources.
Yeah, like I agree that there's probably could be more thought process put in there in regards to getting people excited about stuff.
It's just, I mean, that's always been my thing because I'm one of their weird players that's like, I don't get excited about the things that they seem to think I should get excited about. You know, they come to me and they tell me, oh, Azurite, it's going to be this whole system. And I'm like, keep it. I don't need it. No, thank you. And then they say, oh, but, you know, we're gonna have these tokens and these items and this and this. And, don't care about it. Then they put in a new transmog headpiece, and I'm like, I need it. Just tell me what to do. Just tell me where to go, and I will get it. So I admittedly have odd tastes when it comes to the game, but you know, that's the stuff that excites me, is the stuff that makes WoW go back to that feeling of a world rather than that mathematical system of here's the thing you collect to get the thing for this expansion, and you're going to just keep getting more and more of the thing. That never has been particularly interesting to me.
Belle, how long have you been playing WoW?
I've been playing since right before Wrath of the Lich King.
Okay, that's what I thought. I know that you've been around for a long time too.
I stood in line at midnight at Best Buy back in the days when, you know, the internet wasn't super common. I mean, people had the internet, but it wasn't essential when you go to move into a house and right away the first thing you make sure is transferred and serviced the internet.
Exactly.
And I stood in line with people that I was not comfortable enough back then to talk to other nerds per se, because, you know, men dominated, and, you know, they all had capes and one guy had a sword. And yeah, that was... I wasn't as enthusiastic an enthusiast back then, so I didn't realize how exciting it actually was to be part of that until, you know,
That's okay. But so I'm glad that you've been around for a long while, and I would say you've leveled up through vanilla and everything like that, because I mean you started like right before Wrath of the Lich King. That's still vanilla. I think
stuff was already on its way to being good by that point. I didn't suffer kind of the no electricity type of deal that everybody else seems to want to go back to.
Exactly.
Right, but I'm okay with that. I like having running water.
So, that being said, I gotta say, John, one of the things that you always used to say to me when you were trying to get me to actually play World of Warcraft, because as I've said before, I used to play a different MMO. Is he said, okay, so Ben, this is what you're playing. It's like you fight tooth and nail, trying to do every single possible thing you can to level up. If you die, you can still level back down. Things like that. It's like it's always rough. It's hard, and you're having a hell of a time trying to get there and everything. Here in World of Warcraft, I go in and I play, and it's a lot of fun, and I'm questing. I'm not just, going full ham on just killing enemies. There's actual questing, there's stuff that you do, there's adventuring that happens. And when I level, it's like someone's giving me a present. And, he kept telling me this, like, almost every time he'd be like, hey, Ben, you should play World of Warcraft because, it's like, it's almost like every 20 minutes you just get a present. You get something fun. You get, something that's awesome that happens. And a lot of kind of what we're talking about, like with the toys, what John, you were just talking about with, you find a treasure box and stuff like that, or a chest out in the world and stuff. It almost seems like that whole mentality of everything that I'm doing is the most amazing thing in the world and fun and awesome, and it's great. It's like we're not getting those happy little gifts anymore. Even though there's a treasure box on my map and I find it and I open it up, there's not much in there anymore. So it's almost like because we're the old school people and everything, and maybe one of the reasons why a lot of people aren't as happy with the game anymore, because it's so much more of a grind, is that we're not being, I don't know if like spoiled as much as we used to be.
They're
is what
missing
it
the
is,
in between. There's no in between. We see an end because we have to get there. We have to max out every expansion because we have to get world quests unlocked so we can start on that daily shit show of never ending. You cycle daily quests on the world quest map and repackage it. And we bought into it. I buy into it because I still do them because it gives rewards. But there isn't any in between rewards. Like they don't want to add additional spells. We're used to, when going through, you unlock things. It's fun to do because you have a purpose in between, not just your max level purpose. So I feel like they've been struggling to try to find that. But why not introduce some point systems? Maybe start small and let us have a couple of points that we could give ourselves additional haste if we wanted to, or additional, whatever we wanted to do, we could just add some points to that. And that's a nice thing because we get something in between, or I don't know, maybe get like a box for each level you get. Maybe there's something useful. Maybe it's a stick in a box. I don't really know, but it's a box we could open, so I wouldn't complain. But I agree. I don't think we're spoiled or entitled. I think we're missing elements that used to make it magical.
I mean, to kind of run with your idea and say, let's look at something that worked for me, this expansion, running around with war mode on and having one of those caches drop from the sky and going, I'm gonna get this, and going over and opening it and then going, oh my gosh, there is a good piece of gear in this thing. Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Like, that was a incredibly rewarding feeling. That was great.
Okay, hold on. Back up. What?
Oh, you didn't...
Gear like, caches drop from the sky?
Yeah.
Like, this is full-on PUBG?
Yes, it's like PUBG. You
hear the sound and everything. It's actually pretty cool. I haven't turned war mode... Well, I turned war mode off for raids. Tried to go to your instance war mode on a server that's dominated by Horde. You'll never make it in the end.
Well,
yeah, it drops down.
That's because you're on the wrong side. But anyways, that's beside the point.
I mean,
no,
I don't kill children, so I'll stay on my side until there isn't children killing happening.
We don't kill everything that moves. Anyways.
It wasn't killing. It was early active recruiting for an undead army.
Yeah, you're right. I agree. Perspective isn't always reality, right?
Right.
I agree.
Yeah. But, okay, so That's really awesome, by the way. I didn't know that happened.
It is quite fun, and it's fun because you know the excitement that other people are going to go after it as well. So there's a sense of Hunger Games urgency there, to make sure
Hey,
that
I learned from the Hunger Games that you don't run to the cornucopia.
But you do, and that's what makes it like. It kind of feels like the Hunger Games a little bit in nature. I appreciate because I like that. But you do want to try to make it for anybody else. More specifically, the opposite action.
Yeah. It's it was very rewarding, and I already see it in the chat. Did they raise the item level on those caches? I don't know. My experience with this was early on in the expansion where 320 was huge. Like, I was getting stuff that was maybe 300 at the time or something like that when I got that. So to open that and just go, oh my gosh, like this was a huge upgrade for me. Like, that was really, really cool. I absolutely loved it. So, you know, that's the thing, is they have these avenues that are rewarding like that. The other one, you know, again, we're talking about PvP in this case, but and we've mentioned it on the show, was when a group of us just decided to take over that little Alliance questing town, and we just said, you know, nope, this is ours now. And then all of a sudden a little thing pops up and says, okay, you're now wanted by the Alliance. We're going to flag you, but here's a quest, and you're going to unlock a cool title if you manage to kill this many people. And I was like, really? This is amazing. Please, let's do this. And now it was not just a case of content I wanted to engage with. It was content that I was begging my friends to help me work on, where it was just like, can we please stay a little longer? I just need to kill a few more Alliance. They'll come over and we'll just stab them together and it'll be a lot of fun. And then I'll get a title and we'll all feel better about life. And yeah, that stuff is cool. That stuff is really good. And it's kind of that really nice combination of just the gameplay working really well with a cool reward that you're into. And it also being something that's kind of new that they haven't done before.
True. Unless you're getting shit on the internet because you're camping a certain place, faction hangs out, and people lose also common sense and reality on why do that.
Oh, no one does stuff like that.
But I do it. As Alliance, I will go camp where the turtle making it to the water dude is at. Horde side, and I will camp all incoming coming to the flight path. And people think that it's like an asshole action. It isn't really, because we have sometimes war moders who are only interested in the reward, so they hide while they're doing their stuff and they don't engage in PvP out in the wild. So I'm trying to hug on you and ruffle feathers to get you to call your horde guys and band together and come literally, like, with everything you got, come and slaughter the three of us that are here. Don't let us continuously sit here and kill you guys. Like, rise up instead of just bitching about it in your yell chat in Orcish, instead of manning up and getting your guys to come kill me.
If you're in war mode, that's your fault.
You've signed the contract.
Yeah.
You've said, I will acknowledge that everything that's about to happen to me is okay.
And just so I'm clear, I am one of them, but there is a reason. I tried to explain this the other day on my show when I talked to somebody about it on Twitter, and they were like, well, this sucks. That isn't the problem. The problem is the people that use war mode for its bonuses without engaging in the world of war mode. They go and they silently and secretly go and finish their things while war mode is on, and then they turn it off. It's selective war mode players, and I have call to arms, and I have things to do that require me to engage in world PvP. And if I can't get people from hiding under their fucking rocks, I go to their flight path and I will camp it, and I will find, I'm sorry, you guys hear my dogs, they're assholes.
That's fine.
I will find that if it's the right time of day, these guys will get pissed. They will call all the horde, and they will show up en masse and annihilate, and we'll get murked. And it's a beautiful feeling. I'm not even mad about it.
Yeah.
That's what I want. I want to fight.
That's how that works.
Yeah, you've agreed to do it. And I don't think anybody who's going, let's be clear. Here's where I would disagree with you. hanging out by the Tortolan and stabbing people as they go to quest is an asshole move. It's an acceptable asshole move because we've all agreed that war mode is on and everything's fair game. That's what we agreed to when we turned it on.
We roll with the DK that death grips before you get in there.
Yeah.
That's how we roll.
Yeah. That's the point
where I
of
would
it.
Say, hey guys, who's in war mode? There's some jerks who are totally camping this spot. Let's kill them.
And if your faction doesn't respond, you got a problem. Like, I can't help you with that problem. You got a problem.
The best PvP in WoW, people have heard me say this a billion times. You're going to hear it one more. And if you're new, hey, it's the first time. Was Terran Mill versus South Shore. And that came from one little horde out in the world and one little alliance out in the world. And somebody did something that the other didn't like. And they told their friends. And those people told their friends. And then a couple more people told their friends. And the next thing you know, everybody's there. Everybody's in full rumble mode. And a giant war breaks out. There were no objectives. There were no awards. There was nothing. It was just pride. It was just somebody going, the Alliance is picking on me. And someone going, well, we can't have that.
It was a sense of community.
That's not going to happen on my watch. I'm not going to let the Alliance come walking in here and think that they can just kill a Horde member? Are you out of your mind? People got upset. People were incensed at the idea that a Alliance and Horde would get in a fight, and everybody would show up. And
whether they wanted to or not, you stopped what you were doing and you do it. Because we do it now in war mode. When Horde comes dicking around, I'm like, oh, I got to finish this, but I'm going to handle this first. Like, let's go to work. I do not farm in raid groups, just so I'm clear, guys. There's 4 of us. 4 of us, just 4 people in a group. There's not... Yeah. I do not raid farm. That is truly ridiculous.
But you know what? I had fun when the Alliance was raiding us.
Oh, yeah.
I still thought that was fun. Like, whole raid of them walking through.
There's at least a whole raid. We
just hide. We look for a lonely gazelle to just wander out.
Yeah, we
he's like, gazelles. Yeah, we're the Alliance. We're in this cool raid group. Oh, look, a thing. And then his pack moves on, and he's just by himself, and we're just like, murder.
And yes, the community is gone. You are right. Which is what I've been talking about on my show. Trying to reprise that community, and it starts with one, and it's individual responsibility. If you want that community back, you have to take charge to get it, because it'll flow, it'll cascade out. You just have to get... People are in so angry mode over being inconvenienced, and I realized I was also part of the problem, because I would turn off war mode when I was trying to quickly do things, and it dawned on me, shit, I'm kind of part of the problem. Because I'm turning it off to be selective so that I could go and do my things real quick, instead of allowing other opposite faction to be able to engage in war mode with me. I'm part of the problem.
No, I don't think you're part of the problem. I don't think you're part of the problem at all, because there is a thing called life, and sometimes you just have time to just quickly do the things you need to do.
So, preach.
So here's the thing. If you turn it off when you turn it off, that's great and that's fine. But the fact that you do turn it back on when you have the time to do it, that's the thing. That's the sticking point. That's the thing that matters.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think, I think it is that contract. When you agree to be in war mode, you're agreeing to engage with it. But it also reminds me of a thing we used to say a lot about Heroes of the Storm, which is when you're winning, that game, ideally, you win half the time. That's balance. 50%. When you're winning, you're like, man, good matches tonight. Good game.
Best game ever. Developers are awesome. Everything's on point.
So
not
good.
A complaint.
You lose one match. It's not balanced. It's not even balanced. This game's BS. It's not even balanced.
The devs don't care. Does anybody care over there?
And it's just it's the same thing as, like, sometimes you're the ganker and sometimes you're the gankee. And it's coming to terms with the fact that you're going to be both. That is the hurdle to get over. Sometimes, I mean, my most embarrassing moment, and I think this might be my justification here, but I think he might have been one of those people that has a little bot that runs, like a little PvP bot that he plays, or he was just phenomenal. But I was watching an Alliance rogue fighting with a raptor, and I was like, yeah, I could go have an even fight, but let's let the raptor beat him up a little bit first.
Yeah, that's smart tactics right there.
And I watched, and the raptor got him down to about half health, and I was like, now we fight him. So I go in, I stun him, and I darn near kill him, and then he proceeds to unload the most amazing combo of moves that I have ever seen. It was like thinking you were gonna just get a good sucker punch on Muhammad Ali, and then just going, what happened? Because
then he bit your ear. Oh, sweet,
he proceeded to vanish, then sap, then recover, then sap again, then recover more, then engage, and then go through a flurry of moves, and then just as I'm ready to fight again, go, nope, but you're dead. And I was just like, but
just the whole time were you just pounding on vanish? Like, come on.
Yeah, I was like, no, but I should have won. But the fact is, I thought I was the ganker, and I became the gankee, and it was amazing. I was like, oh, dude, I should have gotten killed by that guy. He was really good. That was a really good player right there. Sometimes you just gotta accept your lumps. You gotta...
I say it on Twitter. You've read it, I'm sure. Some days you're the cat and some days you're the canary. The trick is being able to identify and accept which day is which.
Yeah.
I gotta say that the few times that I've actually just, like randomly, this was back in Legion when World PvP was, totally different, but I would be flagged for whatever reason, just running around, and someone thought that they could take me out, and I'm just like, I'd never PvP'd at all, but they come at me, and I'm like, oh god, heal, and then just start kicking them and stuff, and they're like throwing everything at me. I'm just all heal, kick, punch, heal. It's like
were you on your monk?
Yeah, that was great.
Really
on my healing monk, I do everything in my healing spec, so it's just like,
that's amazing.
Yeah, I freaking love it when I'm doing world quests or when I was leveling. It's like, hey, there's a rare. Okay, I just walk up and start attacking it, and I'm invincible. So it's like, as long as I remember to heal myself. They've never heard the concept
of fist weaving either. Maybe somebody should read a book.
It's like me fighting anytime I got in a PvP fight with a paladin. Like, they didn't kill me. I just died of boredom and walked away from it eventually. I was like, stab, stun, shoot the gun, stab. And then he just goes, heal. Stab, shoot the gun, stab, vanish, stab, do a backflip, more stabbing, gun, shot, and then he heal. Stab, shoot the gun, stab, shoot, stab, heal. Okay, I'm gonna... You know what? I've made a mistake. I clearly had a different vision of how this encounter was gonna go. I really thought it was gonna go one way. It's not. I'm gonna just bow out. And then they're like, hammer, hitting you. I'm like, no. You're not gonna get me. I've just now come to the fact that I'm not going to get you either. It's fine. Then they're like, hammer... and hit me. I'm just like, dirt in the face, and then I run away.
I spit on you. Did I tell you about the time when the expansion started and we all did it in war mode because like Belle's been waiting for PvP great again, so here I go, and I follow this. I see one horde, and there's 3 of us leveling. There might have been 4 of us leveling. I see this one horde.
You found a sickly gazelle, and
I'm like, oh, he's solo, guys. Let's go. So I get the guys to go with me, and we follow this horde into a small cave. We go into this small cave. There must have been like 30 fucking hordes. The 4 of us, literally just like I swear it was one hit. We were just like decimated. So we were all just laying there, and I am just cracking up. And Rem is like, you led us to the slaughter. Are you working for them? I'm like, no. Like, this little guy came and danced in front of me, and then I chased him. Like, I know he did it on purpose because he danced in front of me and then took off, and I chased him. We literally, he lured me with candy, and I got into the van, and we were literally murked. It was hysterical. Those guys were so smart. They did that for like 3 or 4 hours. They were
Oh my
farming honor,
gosh.
just 3 or 4 hours. They were just farming people. It was hilarious.
You tried to
we-
rob the donut shop in the morning when all the cops were there.
I tell you what, I don't go in caves anymore without a good check. Right? I just want to look and make sure everything's okay.
Good call.
Is it?
So just be wary, guys, if you're in hormone.
So just because I don't generally do a whole ton of like 1v1 PvP and everything, and you know, basically my experience of it was with John forever ago when I was on my mage and he was on his rogue, and he beat me. I think every single time. I might have gotten you once, but
I
basically
think there were a
when he
couple
was like,
times where just suddenly you would get the right level of crit and surprise burst, and I'd be like, "Oh, I died."
maybe
Weird.
Oh,
It-
you
it
guys
might have
duel
been, like,
each
once.
other?
Yeah,
yeah.
we used to
Yeah.
all the
Oh,
time.
I don't duel my friends ever.
oh
Not
well,
in 9 years. I haven't dueled my friends ever.
oh, see, the thing is I did it because I would learn how to fight a rogue, which could easily just destroy me anyway.
I'm bitter.
So,
I don't. My friends, they always try to duel me, and I'm just like, I want to keep you as a friend. I'm angry and bitter when I lose, so can we just not?
And that's
they
why-
always try.
That's why I let John win most of the time. So no.
Because it's good for his ego, right?
Yep.
We need to
Yeah, he
lift our
needs it,
friends
he
up.
needs it.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
I agree. You're a good
so
friend.
because I haven't really done it on my monk at all, I before raid on, I don't know, 1 or 2 times ago or whatever, we're standing outside of the portal to Dazzlelore or whatever it's called, and I'm like, I'm just gonna try and do old man Franks. Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
So he's on his fire mage. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I never duel on this character. I want to see what happens." He's like, "Okay." So, you know, he's jumping around, blinking, and, you know, firing fire all over the place. And I'm just like, constantly just, like, imagine this little chubby panda girl just running after him, and she's all smiling, and just punch, punch, kick, kick, heal. Then he blinks away, running around, punch, punch, kick, kick, heal. And then finally, you know, I win, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. He's like, thanks. And I got the achievement for, you know, winning a duel. So I'm like, woohoo! So then he just healed him up, and well, thanks. I'm going to try it.
Dazzler, is that a new instance?
Yeah, it's the new raid where you're basically raiding the Horde capital in.
Oh,
Andor.
Dazara lore.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
I got you, fam. I got you.
I
should
thought
totally call
Ben
him
was
Dazzler.
talking about the headmaster
X-Men?
of Hogwarts.
Same.
Dumbledore. Now we're gonna go raid Dumbledore.
I've been saying the Bizarre lore for a month before the raid even came out, and I have no idea why.
Hey, that works.
Battle of the Bizarre.
That kind of works. That's a lot of what you're gonna run into.
That is a totally different.
So, I don't know if you've read the fanfic that I wrote, but it's Harry Potter and the raiding of Dumbledore.
You know what? Go ahead and send it to me. I'm curious.
Okay.
Is it a mature audience?
Sometimes.
With a title
Let's just
like
say-
that, how could it not be?
I was just like, this could go many
Let's
ways.
just say it ends with 10 points to Dumbledore.
Is there visual aids like in the form
No.
of artist drawings?
No.
Just your mind pictures, but you can watch them again in the pensieve.
So no pop-up books. Got it.
Oh, I'm not going to go down that road.
Yep,
Anyways,
probably a
Belle-
good idea.
Belle, it has been an absolute pleasure having you on. Thank you very much for joining us this week.
Guys, I can't believe this was a whole show.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is what happens when you don't plan anything. We just talk about stuff.
I
it's
know,
fun.
and it just felt like it was just a friendship circle of trust.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was.
That's why the table's round.
Yeah, that's the circle.
What if it was triangle, though? Wouldn't that be more fun, or is that too Illuminati?
Well, no, because if we do that, then we're limited to 3 always.
Yeah, if we had a fourth person, we'd have to sit someone on like one of the points, or somebody would have to share, and they'd be all crammed, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's weird."
And then the deodorant, and yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you
Exactly.
for having me.
Yeah, it's always a pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Been dead, so I don't know if anybody still realizes I'm alive.
Well, they
I
know
did.
now.
Right.
Now they know.
And knowing is half the battle.
I don't tweet for weeks, and then I arbitrarily spam Twitter for a 12-hour session of just random things I think. It's like, well, I lost
nothing
7
wrong.
followers.
I just
that's okay.
want you all to know I'm alive.
Also, this is my thought on method.
It's an obsession. They're gonna down it. Limit doesn't get it.
Totally. Well, until next time we have you on, where can people find you?
you know, I again, I spread myself less around these days, because getting old.
Yeah, and you're cutting out a whole bunch again. The one time it's like
Discord
really...
sucks.
Whoa!
Discord sucks. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
That's terrible. I'm Bella Ponecast. We're all over. We have a live show on Thursday. We compete with other really large podcasters. So we're just there doing our thing. Mediocre. We're world 33,427 raiders. That's our current.
Hey,
raider
that's
rate.
not bad. That's
Yeah,
better than some.
We're creeping up in the world, guys. Be
All right.
scared of us. Method should be afraid. We're coming.
Very soon.
Maybe.
The next raid. They're going down.
Yep.
10 years from now, maybe.
When they raid Dumbledore.
Right. I'm going to bring Hermione with me because naturally.
That just... Have you read the story?
Which one?
No,
Your fan
okay.
fiction?
Anyways.
No.
Hey, John.
Hi, Ben. Hello.
Is it your fan? Because if it's your fan fiction and I accurately called something that was happening in the book, it just proves that we are of the hive mind.
There you go. Hey, John, where can people find you?
Hey, if you want to hear more from me, follow me on Twitter at John_Jagger. I'll let you know where I'll be. If you want to hear me talking about video games, Heroes of the Storm, you can catch me on Core. That is part of the Frog Pants Network. You can find out more about that at heroesforyou.com. Everybody is really interested at the moment. They're because Scott put out a little teaser that we had a meeting yesterday, which is true, we did.
Oh.
The core group got together to have a little chat.
Oh.
So if you want to know what that chat was about, you should check out the show on Wednesday. However, if you want to hear me play some D&D, you can check out There Will Be Dungeons. That is every Saturday, also part of the Frog Pants Network. You can learn more about that at therewillbedungeons.com. I don't know because I'm not the DM, but Bo says this next one could be really big, so we'll see what that means.
Well, since he's the DM and you're the player, it is your job to completely derail it so that it's not big.
Yeah, it'll be... As soon as we begin, guys, what if we just sat here and chatted for a while?
Let's have an RP episode down in this darkness. Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Exactly. Ben, where can people
Yes,
find
John.
you?
Best place to find me is on Twitter. I am at Ben the Mage. I also do a show with Eludra called Battle Pets, where I talk about battle pets in the World of Warcraft.
Huh.
Yeah, kind of amazing.
Yep.
Also, keep an eye on my Twitch. It's twitch.tv/Ben Bumhofer, my name, because I'm going to be streaming, starting consistently very, very soon, quite possibly doing some streaming maybe tomorrow. I need to double check with Nevermore to make sure she's cool with it. But,
Oh, yeah, that reminds me. I
So there's
streamed a lot.
you did, John.
I should mention that. Twitch.tv/Revendon. You can watch me stream there.
Revendon. What do you mean?
What?
I can't even pronounce Revendon without reading it on this Discord call here.
Well, it's spelled REVENDAWN.
That's how you do it.
That's where you go. I played all of Resident Evil 2, the new one. So you can see the Part A Leon run through, and now we're working on the Claire Part B run through, which I hope to finish this weekend if I'm feeling better. And yeah, sorry to jump in on your time, Ben, but you just reminded me streaming is important. So check out Ben's streaming and my streaming.
Yeah. I am going to be jumping back into The Last of Us, which I know is a game everybody played like 10 years ago, but whatever, I'm playing it now. It's a great game, and I'm very, very shortly in it. And then I also did do something that I thought it'd be funny. I picked up Kingdom Hearts 3. I have never played Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2, and I thought it'd be really funny to go in as a complete noob, knowing only a little bit of the story and being confused as hell by it.
Am I the only one that doesn't really stream? I'm forced, or it's show day.
No, I don't. I'm trying to get into it more,
As of
so.
last week, I didn't stream at all. Well, I did, but it had been a while, so no,
Yeah.
it's not weird at all.
Yeah, I did stream the entirety of the Mass Effect trilogy, but other than that was like 2 years ago at this point now.
You guys playing Atlas at all? Not relating to the show whatsoever.
It looks neat, but I don't know.
I'm having a blast. Buggy because it's early access, but I'm a fucking
Yeah.
pirate boat I build.
Cool.
That means,
Yeah,
hey,
I don't
sometimes you
know.
got to be a pirate.
I'm not super into loot-driven games like Diablo, Destiny, so that's why I'm kind of like, I don't really know about Anthem, but it looks freaking awesome. So that's why I'm kind of like, maybe.
Yeah, I like pirates. Survival games are fun. It's something that breaks me out of my WoW focus and lets me just blow off steam.
Yeah, it's good to have that stuff.
Totally makes sense. But let's see. With that, I guess that's it for me. The show, though, Azeroth Roundtable, you can find us on Twitter. We are at AzerothRT. All of our episodes are found on AzerothRoundtable.com, as well as a link to our Discord, as well as all of our episodes are there on iTunes, other places, fun stuff like that. If you have any questions, comments, want to tell us your favorite or least favorite WoW toy, you can send that to AzerothRoundtable@gmail.com.
Ben, you're my favorite WoW toy.
I don't know how to take
I got
that.
in trouble for swearing. I forgot that.
No? Okay, you didn't get in trouble for swearing by us, and that's the thing that matters.
Yeah.
You guys knew what you were getting into anyway.
Yeah, we don't give a
Ro
shit.
does that
Yeah.
same stuff. I politely tell him, probably going to hear the F-bomb.
Yeah,
you know.
look, the show is marked as explicit.
Is it?
Yeah.
Was it? It wasn't always.
Oh, it's always been like that ever since I
Yeah,
had to choose either
we
non
don't
or
usually
explicit.
swear on the show, but it's always been explicit.
Yeah.
Because I like
I
to
got
swear just enough that we had to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and sometimes I bleep it just because I find it funny. I don't
Yeah.
bleep it to bleep it.
Because it's obvious they know what you're saying, and it's funnier when it's a bleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime I bleep it, I always keep the F and then the trailing bit of the K because it's hysterical that way.
I was responsible for Stone having to put explicit on any episode I ever was on for WoW Challenges. It was a great day.
That's good. Oh, well, I'll make sure to totally tag this, and then, we can keep that honor up for you.
Amazing.
Yeah. Hey, this show and its sometimes explicit nature is made possible by you. By going to patreon.com/AzerothRT and, helping us out. We like to thank everybody who is already patrons supporting us, and a special shout out to the Murloc Club, Aaron Somdi, Haster, Jesse O, Jim G, Caleb M, and Sash for going above and beyond. Thank you so much. We salute you with Ben making a Murloc sound. There it is.
And with that, Belle, thanks again for joining us. Chat room, you guys were awesome. And, while you're out there beating the crap out of each other in war mode, still, be good to each other. Bye, everybody. And that is how we end the show.